Hello and welcome to a special festival edition of Popped Ones. Wow. Today we're here with a very special guest and a household name in Milwaukee, Matt Wild. Matt Wild from the AV Club, from Milwaukee Record and beyond. We've kind of been trying to get him on here for a while, so Robin and I are feeling really special, really starstruck about this. Matt.
Oh boy, wow, starstruck. This is the star power. You can just feel it throughout the theater. When you have me, a middle-aged man who runs a website on the show, things get exciting. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
This was huge for us.
Oh, I bet, yes.
So this is a big get. Let's have Matt, if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit more. Tell us a few of your favorite movies currently.
Oh boy, a few of my current favorite movies. Well, it's ever since it came out, it's forever my current favorite movie. Anything Twin Peaks related. So Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me. I know it's 30 years old, so it's not a current movie. And in fact, I am wearing my finest Twin Peaks T-shirt today.
Oh, that's great.
Agent Cooper there. I was here at the Oriental for the big screening of the Return, Twin Peaks: The Return. I caught the final episode in the theater here. That was amazing. So I'm always down for anything Twin Peaks. It's all I watch, really. I don't watch anything else. I just rewatch Twin Peaks over and over. I've been doing that for 30 years. I have a problem.
What else is there even to watch?
Exactly. Nothing.
All right, well, we're gonna get into it and get some of these flavors going. Let's get it popping. All right, flavor number one, question number one. So you are one of the co-founders of one of my favorite Milwaukee publications, the Milwaukee Record.
Oh, thank you very much.
Could you describe a little bit for people who may not know what the vision of Milwaukee Record is and how many years it's been since you founded it?
Sorry, this popcorn's hitting me right away.
It's a strong one that we're asking him to guess.
All right, we're done here. Milwaukee Record. What is the vision of Milwaukee Record? Well, how long have we been doing it? We've been doing it now for how many years? 12 years. We've been doing Milwaukee Record. We launched in like April of 2014. Does that make sense? Yeah, the math checks out there. And as for the vision, it was, we came out of the AV Club Milwaukee, which was this website and printed edition that was bundled in the back of The Onion, back when The Onion still printed things. They're back into print now, sort of, but this was like a weekly thing back in the day. And there was the AV Club in the back of that, and then in the back of that was the local AV Club. And so I was the city editor of that for a couple of years, and then it went away because they fired us all. It was just a big bloodbath. They took the AV Club and all the other little local cities, took them out to a nice farm where they could live for the rest of their lives, and that was it. And suddenly I found myself without a job, and so I was like, gee, we should start a thing where I have a job again. And that was, no. But yes, that was Milwaukee Record. So it was myself and a writer who was writing for the AV Club as well, Tyler Moss. He and I decided, like, hey, there's kind of a hole in the Milwaukee media landscape right now, so why don't we try to fill it? So we started talking to some people. A lot of people reached out to us, actually, and said, hey, if you guys start something new, we'll be there for you, we'll advertise with you, we'll support you. So we had a lot of support even before we decided to become a thing. And so eventually we launched in April 2014. And yeah, kind of the original intent was to kind of carry on the spirit and kind of, I don't know, humor, sensibility, I should say, of the AV Club Milwaukee. And I think we've done that, and I think over the years, I mean, we've far eclipsed whatever it was that we had done back then, and we've become our own thing. And we've over the years have done just hard-hitting journalism, things like eating at every Taco Bell in Milwaukee County in a single day, eating at every George Webb's in a single day in the state of Wisconsin. Big things like that. I stood in line for 19 hours to get a bottle of vodka signed from 50 Cent.
Oh.
More recently, stood in line for a few hours to get to my picture taken with Hugh Jackman, of course. Song Sung Blue and all that stuff. So that's the kind of hard-hitting journalism we've been doing at Milwaukee Record for 12 years, and we're just going to do it for another 12 until we all just pass out and die.
That's the best. It's my favorite local publication because I do feel like it fills a hole, which is the weird parts of Milwaukee. Weird music, weird artists and music in general, but I feel like Milwaukee Record is part of what keeps Milwaukee a little weird and kind of a fun city for weirdos. I love it. I'm gonna have to read the article about Taco Bell because Milwaukee Taco Bells are so hit and miss between the best experience I've ever had and I am trying not to fight with the worker as I leave, and that almost happened once. I won't get into it. I'm not a violent man, but it was crazy.
That's right. I would check out that article. It's a little dated. It's been a few years, so I'm sure there's been a lot of shakeup in the local Taco Bell scene. But
Yeah.
I think it would still be a useful article to check out.
Now, before we move on, do you have a guess for this flavor that is burning my mouth?
It is hot. It is, and popped as well. I'm really bad at this. I mean, there are people who can feel like people who taste wine or things, they'll swish it around and be like, oh, sandalwood or something. I have no idea. I'm like, it's spicy. So that may be all I have. I don't know. What would this be? Let's say Tabasco.
I'm sure that, to me, I think that's part of the profile, but I'll tell you now, we went Midwest with this one. It is fish fry. But it's a spicy, our producer, Rob.
Boy, I was close.
Yeah, got the Cajun fish fry.
Cajun fish fry. I should be ejected from the state for failing to recognize a fish fry flavored bag of popcorn. I am sorry. I apologize to the governor.
We thought he was a real Midwest guy.
I apologize to our fish fry columnist, Caleb, who writes up a fish fry review for us every Friday, and I'm ashamed.
No. We believe that you can redeem yourself on the next flavor, hopefully. All right, flavor number 2, and this one is really fragrant, so we'll see about that. As we just discussed, you have worked with The Onion, the subsidiary, the AV Club from Milwaukee. Do you have a favorite memory or a favorite article from your time writing with that?
That's a very good question. To be clear, I did work for Onion Inc., but I was the city editor of the local AV Club, so my checks were signed by The Onion, but I never wrote the funny stuff for The Onion. And people always ask me that, like, what's your favorite Onion article? I'm like, I pitched a couple of ideas once. They instantly rejected them. They were probably terrible.
Well, they weren't ready.
So yeah, they just weren't ready for my genius, apparently. And they had many brilliant people working for them. So yeah, it was just the AV Club. My favorite memory of the whole experience, I mean, I was only there maybe 3-4 years. And maybe this sounds strange, but my favorite experience was getting fired from the whole enterprise, because it was a story straight out of The Onion. It was around 2012, 2013. The Onion was getting ready to celebrate, I guess it would have been their 25th anniversary, famously launched kind of in the late 80s in Madison, Wisconsin. And so Onion Corporate, which was located in Chicago at that point, they were getting ready to do this big 25th anniversary party. And they had invited us, the folks in the Milwaukee office. They, for a while, they're like, hey, you guys should come down. Yeah. We're going to have this big party. It'll be great. And we said, sure, that sounds great. So, weeks and months passed, and things in the Onion AV world started to kind of fall apart. And there were all these other cities that were closing their papers, and things were just going badly. And yet Milwaukee, we were still kind of hanging, just by our fingernails and surviving. And around that time, the Onion reached out to us and they said, hey, are you guys still planning to come down for the 25th anniversary party to Chicago? And we said, yeah, we're absolutely going to come down. They're like, could you come down a couple hours earlier? And yeah, we'd love to talk. And we said, okay. And so for weeks after that, we're like, well, they wouldn't have us come down to their 25th anniversary party and fire us, would they?
No, that would be crazy.
They wouldn't do that. But then it was like, well, what else would this be? It was like the writing was on the wall. But so we went back and forth. We're like, they're not really going to do that? No. So the day came. We all drove down to Chicago separately. For some reason, I had to rent a car, which is just insult to injury. We drove ourselves down to Onion HQ in Chicago. And wouldn't you know it, yes, they fired us. Right then and there.
Wow.
Had a meeting with them, and then afterwards, just as the meeting got done, after they told us we'd no longer have jobs in a month or two or whatever it was, they asked, are you guys still coming to the party tonight? I remember our distribution guy was like, well, yeah, we're coming. And I remember I just had a moment of anger, and I just put my foot down. I'm like, no, we're going home. So we left. Actually, we got drinks somewhere, I think, on the way, and cried about it, and we drove back to Milwaukee. But yeah, it was so. I don't know if that's my favorite memory, but it's certainly a memory, and it certainly stands out.
I think if anything, we can thank The Onion for pushing you to Milwaukee Record. Of any memory, a lot of people that make it big, hey, Milwaukee Record style, before they are able to find their thing, they've got to leave something tough. If we think about perhaps a deity to many, Brittany Broski, she was famously fired from her job before she catapulted into fame because they too did not like her creative ideas. Not that that's why The Onion had to let you go. I'm sure there were other things involved.
Honestly, I think they forgot we existed. I don't know, like I said, we were the last office open, and I think at some point they're like, oh, we still have employees in Milwaukee? Well, we got to get rid of these guys. So they finally did. So they did what they had to do, and we drove down there like the suckers we were and got fired. And I remember telling the story soon after, and we got in trouble. They were really upset with me for telling the story I just told. So I don't know if any of the Onion bosses are watching right now, 13 years later, but sorry.
Sorry. Not really. Okay. Flavor-wise.
Flavor.
This is a kind of funny flavor.
It's fish fry again, right? No.
We thought we'd get you twice. Aroma-wise, this one seems more clear than the flavor.
Is it? Like I said, I'm really bad at this. You're like, oh, you'll get this. I won't. It's very good. It's
Do you want a
very
hint? No.
citrusy. Maybe a hint. Do I get fewer points if I take a hint? I know that.
Everyone's allowed one hint per flavor.
I'll take it now.
Tropical.
Tropical. Okay, I was thinking citrusy. I'm gonna say pineapple.
I think close banana. It's banana. It's banana. Where I found banana flavoring, I don't know. I had to get it. It was not a part of the
It
plan.
makes sense now. Yeah.
It smells like Laffy Taffy.
This is very good. I would have this. I would eat this regularly as I'm sitting here in this gorgeous theater. Banana. I like that.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys want us to bring banana behind the stand. All right. Flavor number 3, popping at ya. Okay. Yay. We've got flavor number 3, and as you can see, it's kind of an extra special flavor.
And it's kind of an extra special bag too. This is kind of is this like something you get on an airplane or something? I don't.
This vomit bag.
It's a vomit bag, is what I'm saying.
And the
yes.
price of one admission will enable you to see the first film that dares show hardcore violence.
Oh, finally, yes.
I haven't gotten enough. But the question to pair with this interesting bag is Milwaukee Record has been the sole sponsor of our Cinema Hooligante program at the festival for over a decade, I think. Do you have any favorite memories of Cinema Hooligante programming? And we give you a little sneak peek. Is there anything you're excited about for this year?
I should say yes, that we are very, very proud to be, I believe, the sole sponsor of Cinema Hooligante for all the years that we've been around Milwaukee Record, and even going back into the AV Club Milwaukee days, we were the sponsors as well. And that's a real point of pride for me and for us in Milwaukee Record. I don't know if everyone else is too ashamed to attach their names to the Cinema Hooligante program, but we are not, because we are shameless. And I'm kidding, of course. It's a fantastic program. It's amazing. So we, yes, a proud sponsor of it for years and years and years. As for a favorite memory of Hooligante films, the one that comes to mind was just a couple of years ago. I forget if it was 2-3 years ago. In a Violent Nature. That was part of the program, and I remember seeing it in the book and just getting really, really excited. At least in horror circles, I think that film had a lot of buzz around it, and I was so excited to see it in the festival and in the Hooligante program. And then when I finally sat down to watch it, I believe in this very theater, I was so enamored with that film. It's kind of like this deconstruction of a slasher type, Friday the 13th type movie, from the 80s. It's got a Jason-esque character who comes back from the dead and kind of hunts these young adults, these teenagers, I don't know if they're teenagers or young adults, hunts them down, kills them in very creative and gory ways, but does so without any music, without any kind of like jump scare, stinger, sound effects like that. Does it in a very plain, very natural way. And a lot of walking in that movie. It's this big supernatural, he's like wearing a mask and whatever, and when you watch those movies like Friday the 13th, you always wonder like, wow, how is Jason just popping up everywhere at once and killing all these kids? This movie kind of shows this creature kind of slowly lumbering through the woods, like after each kill, like to get to the other side of the woods or something to kill the next one. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was fascinating. So yeah, that was a great film. I was so happy to be a part of that. Beyond that, I think my favorite Hooligante memory has to do with the events that we do in conjunction with our Hooligante sponsorship. For the past couple years, we've been doing a scavenger/treasure hunt.
Oh, so fun.
We've done axe throwing events in the past. We've done bowling at the Landmark, things like that. During the pandemic years, I hosted a live screen theater thing where I would host and live stream like old public domain horror movies and comment on them, a la Sven Gulli or Joe Bob Briggs or something like that. And but in the very beginning, and actually this was, I believe, an AV Club Milwaukee thing, so it must have been our first year. I think it was 2013. We did this thing called Bloody Sunday. And the idea was on the first Sunday of the festival, we would get a bunch of people together and we would go over to around the corner to what was then Hotel Foster. Now it's like a boba and ramen shop. And we would go there at like 10 in the morning on that first Sunday of the festival. And we would drink Bloody Marys. We would eat cold pizza. It was very important that it be cold pizza. And we would watch horror movies on the screen there. This was not our idea. This was an idea of there's this guy, I don't know what his name was, Millen something, or I don't know whatever happened to this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just you never hear from him anymore. So I don't
Mystery.
know whatever happened to him. But it was Millen's idea, and so we get there. We're eating the pizza. We're drinking the Bloody Marys, and we had brought a whole bunch of DVDs. I had brought some DVDs. The folks who were programming the Hooligante program at that time, Angela Catalano, Blythe, they brought a bunch of DVDs, and then the DVD player at Hotel Foster did not work for some reason, so we were forced to stream something on Netflix. So this was kind of real off the books, kind of unofficial.
You do what you have to.
Yeah, and so I don't know who chose the film we ended up choosing. There's some contention about who chose what we ended up watching, but at 10 in the morning, as we're eating cold pizza and drinking Bloody Marys, we watched The Human Centipede.
Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about The Human Centipede, you know that it's not a great film to be watching, really at any time of the day, in any situation. But we dialed it up, and it sounds like I'm kidding, but there were people who got visibly angry and visibly upset.
No, I believe that to a core because I'll be quick. I watched Human Centipede in middle school at a party. Oh, we're having a middle school party. I got so angry I called my mom and told her to pick me up. That was one of the only times. Came right up in the minivan. I said, "They're watching garbage. I can't even tell you what's on the screen right now, Mom. It's unbelievable." And I'm a big fan of Teeth, so it's got nothing to do. Anyways.
Yeah, and people were, also getting visibly sick. There's this great picture. Maybe I'll send it to you of myself, Millen, and our friend Blythe, who was with the festival at the time. And and we're watching the film, and Millen kind of has this quizzical look on his face. I have this stupid grin on my face. I'm loving it. And Blythe has her face in her hands, and it looks like she's about to throw up. And it's just a wonderful picture. People walked out. People were angry. And we did it again next year, and no one showed up. I don't know. They were just like, don't go to this. If Milwaukee Record is involved in
These
Bloody
freaks
Sunday,
are showing Human Centipede.
don't go to that. So I cherish that memory. We even did like a oral history of that event on Milwaukee Record. You can search that if you'd like to, kind of the retelling of this whole thing in excruciating detail.
That's honestly a screening that you would want a barf bag for, is how I genuinely feel. I will say, of any sneak peeks of the Cinema Hooligante stuff you saw for this year, is there anything that stands out to you or that you're really excited about?
The vacuum cleaner movie. This is a Useful Ghost, I believe. It's from what I gleaned from the trailer, it's a story about a man and either his wife or his girlfriend passes away and comes back and inhabits, her spirit inhabits a vacuum cleaner. And they kind of reconnect, and hijinks and love ensue. It looks like a really quirky, funny movie, not a horror movie really at all. but it's very lovely. I think it may even kind of look like a tearjerker movie. It looks very nice. I'm looking forward to that one. And it really kind of hits home like kind of how the Hooligante program has changed and kind of evolved over the years. For as long as we have been doing it, I mean, in the beginning, kind of in those human centipede years, the films, tended to be more, I don't know, to take a Joe Bob Briggs line about, blood, beasts, and breasts. They were those kind of movies.
Yeah.
But as the years have gone on, I think the Hooligante program, through all the wonderful programs, Kristen Larson program,
Yes,
programs
Kirsten.
these days and has been for a number of years, and she does such a fantastic job in making it a more diverse, more inclusive program. It's not just like old exploitation type splatter movies. It's a lot of foreign films, a lot of films from women and femme filmmakers, a lot of LGBTQ plus representation, animation. It's all sprinkled in there, and it's made this program so much stronger over the years. So super happy to be a part of it after all this time.
Kirsten has a super freaky taste in movies, and I think that's why our Cinema Hooligante is so fun. One of my favorite programs, like you said, it can be horrific, it can be scary, but also you can see things like Ugly Stepsister. Blew me away.
That was last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, yes.
So this flavor and this bag are little Hooligante themselves. I'll tell you, I won't tell you the flavor. Well, actually, wait, guess the flavor, and then I'll tell you what movie it's from, because it's kind of...
I should say it is covered in what looks like blood. The popcorn is drizzled in...
what looks like what really is.
some sort of red substance. I'm guessing it's not actual blood. That'd be a real shocker. But it's very good. I like it. I should know what it is. I've been thinking about it. Is it licorice?
The flavor is blood. It's not real blood, but this is our Bay of Blood screening bag that we were provided with. There's a whole bunch of them. So if you come to the festival, you come to see Bay of Blood, you can get your own barf bag because they're advertising that it's going to be nasty. They're hoping that you might fill this up with something other than popcorn. But this was blood, and I don't know what you're talking about, licorice, because this is real blood that we collected.
I stand corrected.
From
Real
a
blood.
sacrifice.
Good.
So, fun. Flavor number 4. I think you got that one. You got that. We'll count that.
I'll take it.
Fun. All right. Flavor number 4, question number 4. I need to read this question because our genius producer Robin wrote it, and my pea brain can't handle it. Question number 4. Milwaukee Record recently launched the Read the Comments forum, which you've referred to as a relatively bare bones, no frills, Milwaukee-focused set of message board forums. What inspired you to take things back to the early days of the internet, and what do you think is missing from the current, to quote once again, increasingly awful swamp of social media?
Did I say that? Yeah, that's my quote. Increasingly awful swamp of social media. I think that's something we can all agree on, right? I don't know. It just seems to get worse and worse every day. Yes. So yeah, we recently launched. It's basically a message board. It's called Read the Comments, and it's divided up into separate forums: music, city life, kind of like how our website is divided up: art, film, and it's. That's really all it is. I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel, certainly. It's an old school message board. And yeah, I was thinking, all this conversation that does happen online, when it tends to happen on, other apps. It tends to happen on Facebook. We'll post our thing on Facebook. And I should say most of our readers on Facebook are great. They're funny. They have great comments. But anytime you post something even vaguely political, you're just flooded with trolls and bots that in AI slop instantly, and it's just like, what are we doing here? This is such a waste of time, and it's so ridiculous that this conversation is happening on like other apps. They're happening on Facebook, Meta, Instagram, God help us, Twitter or X or whatever it's called. It's like, why is it happening there? Why can't it be happening in our own kind of like little ecosystem? And that's why I launched this board, which is part of MilwaukeeRecord.com/read the comments. And like I said, it's just kind of a bare bones old school message board. I mean, my memories of the early internet are of those types of message boards, which were just filled. And they certainly had their problems too, but, at least in my memory, it was filled with kind of a bunch of delightful weirdos, talking about keeping Milwaukee weird and things like that. Back in the day, you would find your fellow weirdos on these boards, and you would, go back and forth, and it was kind of great, and it was kind of nice to have that community, and it felt like you were really building a community. And all these years later, I'm still like friends with people that I met on boards like that, 25, 30 years ago. So I still talk to people like that. So that's kind of what I was hoping to kind of create, and it's probably something we should have launched years and years ago, but I finally got around to it. And like I said, it's not like burning up the internet or anything, but there already has been some interesting conversations happening on it, and it is kind of nice to find your fellow weirdos talking about weird things, and doing so in a relatively non-toxic environment, which of course so much of social media is.
It's tricky.
So yeah, it's nice to kind of have all that conversation and happening, like I said, on our own site and not just on other people's apps and all these awful companies, profiting from the engagement that we're bringing them. Why shouldn't we profit from that engagement? I don't know. So that's kind of that's why we did it.
I love that as someone who's existed on the internet for quite some time and works in social media. People ask me sometimes if I like it, or you must really love social media. I do feel like Shrek in the swamp. It is there are fun things, but the best things I used to love about social media were the forums, and I'm taken back to the forums. I used to go on Neopets.
Oh, very nice.
Neopets
Sure.
players around here, they had great forums. One about Neopets, you could see where you want to build a guild, see what you want to do. Just about general life. You could go on Neopets and talk about your favorite movies with other people, with other Neo friends. I literally do still have a friend from Neopets forum from childhood. So I'm glad to see things like that happen. The social media gets darker and darker. The AI bots, ridiculous. We've even experienced a few on our nonprofit page to have AI comments, which is crazy to me.
Now, I should say this, as I've been trashing social media, I am sitting next to, of course, as you said, the social media manager here, and your stuff is fantastic and so entertaining and so well done, so creative. You are a bright spot in both social media in general and certainly in Milwaukee social media. So thank you for everything that you do. I feel like I should be interviewing you. I don't know. You don't want to talk to a dope like me. For the final episode, the table should be turned. Someone should interview you, and you should be the final guest. Not that there should be a final episode of Pop Ones, but at some point, it should be you.
No, I appreciate it. If anything, I feel like Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs, working in social media. I respect the job for what it is, but you see some scary stuff online.
That's right.
This flavor, you've been dancing around it. What do you think?
We've been dancing around it, and I am drawing a blank. It's good. It's subtle. This is not blood. This is not banana.
No.
It's not even blood, or I already said, not even fish fry, I should say. But boy, it's something that it's just a hint.
It's another fragrant one, another perfumey one, I would even hint.
That makes sense. It's good, and I would eat a bag of this without blinking an eye, and I don't know.
Are you a watcher of Bridgerton?
I am not.
This is a...
Is that a big hint?
This is a Bridgerton official flavor that I bought, a Bridgerton seasoning.
Okay. Can we stop it right now so I can catch up on the show and then come back and guess? A perfume, I don't know, let's say sandalwood, I don't know.
It's it's lavender vanilla sugar. And I also do not watch Bridgerton. When I saw the seasoning, though, I thought, well, we'll get this for sure. But it tastes like Regency. Is that it tastes royal. It's tasting fancy.
I like that. It's very, very good. So all these flavors have been fantastic. Even though I'm terrible at guessing them, I would eat these in a heartbeat.
If you've gained anything from this episode and this interview, it's that, branch out with your popcorn. Get crazy.
That's right. Go beyond the yeast. Everyone loves the yeast and everything, but there's a whole world out there beyond that.
All right, now, we're done with our flavors, but we've got a few bonus questions that we're going to ask Matt. All right, and now we've entered the bonus round. That's crazy. Okay, so we're going to ask Matt some questions that he is not privy to, And if he's able to guess them correctly, well, he'll win a special Popped Ones prize.
Oh, there's prizes. I'm very excited. I'm actually terrified at the thought of a pop quiz because I have been practicing my previous answers for weeks and weeks in the mirror, 24 hours a day, just working on that. So now I'm just going to fall apart. So hit me.
Well, now you nailed it because we're calling this Pop Quiz from now on. So your question is, last year, featured in the 2025 Milwaukee Film Festival Cinema Hooligante lineup, what beloved Midwest restaurant was exploded in the movie AJ Goes to the Dog Park?
That's like the one I did not see, of course. A beloved Midwest
Now, what
restaurant.
wouldn't you want to see exploded on screen?
Boy, I'm gonna guess Big Boy.
No, it's not Big Boy. Do you want? I'll give you 1 second guess. Think. What would crush Charlie Barron's if it exploded? You know what I mean? The most Wisconsin guy. What would really burst somebody's bubble if they found out? Oh, I can't go pick up this after work. This is crazy.
So this is a restaurant or
A chain.
a chain?
A Midwest chain.
I see. Okay, okay. Charlie Barron's Midwest chain. It's got to be one of two things. I'll start with Fleet Farm.
No.
Quick Trip.
No. Culver's. It's Culver's.
Culver's,
It's
no.
Culver's. It's Culver's. They exploded Culver's. And I'm telling you.
How dare they?
I also felt a little offended, excited. It was a great movie, but they exploded Culver's. It looked awesome. I think they had a miniature for it, is how they did that.
I would like to think they actually blew up an actual Culver's, and Craig Culver was there to witness the
He approved it.
demolition. Oh, good, yeah. Don't want to cross that guy.
I'm feeling generous. So we're just gonna give you the prize. That's how I feel about that one.
Thanks. I wasn't even close. I'm like, Fleet Farm? I don't know. Farm and Fleet, yeah.
Farm and Fleet. And they have popcorn, so that is a restaurant.
They do.
I will clarify that. A custom, one of a kind, Popped Ones print. Ooh,
Ah, very
a
nice.
good one for you.
So I get it, even though I blew it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Don't tell anyone we do that, because usually I'm pretty strict.
Gotcha.
We have a second question that we're going to ask Matt. Let's see if he can get it. This next bonus question is our last bonus question, last opportunity to really prove yourself.
Thank you. No pressure.
In November of 2024, oh, no, of course, that's really recent. I got excited. Okay. In November of 2004, I think it was on the 24th, do you know what band opened up for the Arcade Fire at Mad Planet?
Oh, very nice. Very good. Boy, someone did their research on this one. Let's see. Mad Planet, 2000. Was it 2004? Has it been that long? My goodness.
That's all I could find. I hope I'm right.
Opening for the Arcade Fire at Mad Planet. Wow, what a honor that was at the time. I don't know if it would still be an honor opening for Arcade Fire these days, but at the time there was a band. There were actually two bands that played before. Actually, no, that's not true. Okay, it was my band at the time. It was Holy Mary Motor Club, the oft forgotten about, the not beloved band Holy Mary Motor Club. Yes, we opened for the Arcade Fire, who were not the headliners that night. It was another band, the Unicorns.
Oh, interesting.
Also from Canada, I believe. I think they were friends. They were on tour together. Unicorns played last. We played first, Holy Mary Motor Club, and then the Arcade Fire came on. And this was like 2 weeks before they blew up, it felt like. It was, there was a little hype behind this band, but not much. I mean, it was a packed show. And, we met them, hung out, and it was just kind of like any other show for us. And then, like I said, like 2 weeks later, their big album, was it Funeral or whatever, that blew up. And I remember them selling like, burnt copies of that out of a, shoebox at the merch table at Mad Planet. So it was wild to see them, blow up right after that. And that was my band. And I wore a sleeping bag over my head, as was my custom in those days. That would be the big finale. At the end, I would put down my guitar. I would put this giant sleeping bag over my head, which had 2 eyes and a mouth on it, so I looked like a giant slug.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would do like a little jig, and then I would jump off the stage, and that would be the end of the show. It was always very stupid. It was very anticlimactic, and it was the kind of like shoddy gimmicks that we were known for. So Somewhere out there, Arcade Fire is still probably thinking, what was up with that band from Milwaukee that wore the sleeping bag?
Somewhere
That was
out there,
us.
they're wondering how
It was
they
me.
got Holy Mary Motor Club to open for them. That's a crazy get.
Boy, yes. A wonderful question, yeah. Thank you for whoever was, I'm sorry to whoever was digging and had to do that research, but yeah, that was
I
us.
tried to do some Nardwuar level research. I found some YouTube videos. I listened to an episode of My First Band, of course, is how I discovered this. And then on YouTube, I was looking, because I'm trying to find this date, and I saw a few recordings of the show, and very exciting. And another reason Milwaukee is so cool. Are you kidding me? The Arcade Fire, Holy Mary Motor Club, perhaps more exciting. This is all happening in our city, and it's nonchalant. It's just another day for Matt
Just
Wild,
another
okay?
day, yeah, just another day. And yeah, I don't know, it's a good way to sum up Milwaukee. Like you said, there's all that fantastic stuff just happening around the corner, no matter where you are.
And well, for answering that correctly, you've won your second prize, one of a kind, a popcorn magnet.
Oh my, yes. Oh, this looks fantastic. Thank you. Oh, gosh, look at that.
All right, that's our episode. Thank you so much, Matt Wild, for joining us. If you're in the audience, you're watching, our Milwaukee Film Festival 2026 is going to be April 16th through the 30th. If you come out for Cinema Hooligante screenings and you see Matt, say hi.
I'll be there.
All right.